Hello students, welcome to the lesson 12 of the chapter 4 from the subject Advanced Structural Analysis. So in this lesson, let us see what is stiffness and what is the carryover factor. Stiffness is denoted by K, carryover factor KOF of a beam. So we'll see the concepts and the steps how to find the stiffness and carryover factors for different beams. Okay, so first let us see stiffness. This stiffness is mainly a rotational stiffness. Okay, it is the moment required to rotate an end of a beam by 1 radian. So if we take theta as 1 radian and we want to rotate the one end of the beam by 1 radian, how much of moment is required? That is nothing but your stiffness. It's also termed as your rotational stiffness. Say for example, if we have a fixed beam like this, okay, and the length of the beam, here take it as L, A and B are the ends, so we'll take EI to be constant. Understood. Now if we want to find the rotational stiffness at say point A, what we have to do is we have to replace that by a hinge. The fixed end should be replaced by a hinge, and this should be kept as fixed only. And now here we have to apply a unit rotation equal to 1 radian. So this I am applying theta A equal to 1 radian. Now because of this rotation which we are applying at A, the moment developed at A, so there will be some moment developed here, so we'll call this as MA. So this moment developed is nothing but the stiffness at that particular point A. Understood? So what will happen? Your MA will be equal to your stiffness at rotational stiffness at A, right? So wherever we want the rotational stiffness, we have to apply a unit rotation there and try to find what is the moment developed. Whatever is the moment developed, that will be the stiffness or the rotational stiffness. Understood? So next is your carryover factor. Now carryover factor from A to B of a beam segment is equal to the ratio of moment developed at A to moment applied at moment developed at B to moment applied at A. What is the meaning of that? Same example we'll take a fixed beam AB and the length is L. Your EI is constant. Now I want the carryover factor from A to B. So what we have to do? We have to consider it to be from A to B we want. So we have to replace this by a hinge and keep this as fixed. If you want from B to A, what you have to do? You have to do this as hinge and keep this as fixed. Okay. So now we have to see what is the moment developed here. Let us call this as MA, and what is the moment developed here. Let us call this as MB. Okay. So this is your joint A, this is your joint B, and the length is L. So now if we want the carryover factor from A to B, we have to divide the moment developed at B, that's nothing but your MB, by what is the moment applied at A. So we have to apply a moment here and check what is the moment developed at B. So that MB by MA with a minus sign will give you the carryover factor from A to B. Okay, so this is about your definition of your carryover factor. Now if a problem is asked and you have to find the stiffness and carryover factor using your column analogy method, then how you should do. So first what you have to do, you have to draw your analogous column. By now you know how to draw your analogous column. So what is analogous column? The width will be equal to the length of the beam, that's nothing but your L, and the breadth will be equal to 1 by EI. So breadth will vary if EI varies. Is it clear? So if there is 2 EI, it will be 1 by 2 EI. It's like that. So that's your first step. The second step is you have to apply unit downward load at A on analogous column cross section. This corresponding to unit rotation at end A in our beam. What you have to do when you have to suppose A is the point where you want to calculate your stiffness and carryover factor, you have to actually apply unit rotation. But in this case, to keep it as analogous, if we want to get a unit rotation at A, we have to apply a downward unit load of 1 at A. So that will be equivalent to your unit rotation at A. So that's your step 2. So then what you have to do, you have to find your MA for unit rotation at A. This will be equal to your PA, and you have to find your MB. That's nothing but the moment developed at the end B. So this will be equal to PB. This is your normal formulas which you have to use. The only thing what you have to remember is there will be an additional unit load of 1 unit at the point where you want the stiffness or the carryover factor. Okay, so once that is done, you can find your carryover factor from A to B, which is equal to minus MB by MA. This will be nothing but minus PB by PA, because your what is that, pressure will be equal to your final end moments. That is what we have learnt in the previous lessons. Understood? So this is how you have to follow the steps to calculate the stiffness and carryover factor for a given problem. So in the next 2 lessons, we will see some problems related to finding your stiffness and carryover factors using column analogy method.